Alright, hey guys, what's up? It's the Wrestling King 619. Um, here today, and even though Mom's birthday was yesterday, we are going to be asking her questions. Mom's in the background because she doesn't want to
Hi,
be seen.
everybody.
Yeah, because she doesn't want to be seen on camera. Alright, so we have 20 questions. Um, okay, number one. Tell me a story about a family reunion or family party that you remember attending as a child.
I I remember a family reunion because my mother had 17 cousins,
Really?
and I remember I was about 8 or 9 years old. It took place, they rented out um, Eisenhower Park. We had a barbecue. It was like a picnic, and we we had all the cousins and the third cousins and the first cousins, and everybody were playing a nice friendly softball game.
Oh.
We were pushing the littler kids on the swings, and we had potato sack races, and we were playing frisbee. It was actually one of the nicest times I can remember, where everybody got together and everybody got to meet each other, because having 17 cousins,
not everyone met
and
each other,
having their kids and their husbands, a lot of times you don't get to even know who they are.
Yep.
Because they wind up spreading out all over, the area and different states. So that is a definite rememberable time. And they let me get up at bat, and they let me hit the ball. Didn't hit it far, but I was 8.
Yep.
But they gave me a chance, so I was very happy about that.
Okay. What was the hardest thing you went through as a child? How did you overcome it?
The hardest thing I can remember as a child was being 16, and I was very sick, and I had to go into the hospital and have surgery because I had abscesses that had ruptured inside. I had bacteria leaking all over my inside of my body. I had drains, and then from then on, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, and I've had several surgeries because of that. But as a 16-year-old going into the hospital, back then anyway, a lot of drains, needles, and a lot of
that must have been scary.
Stuff. A lot of scary stuff.
Yeah.
It's traumatized me to this day for certain things, yes.
Yes. And you lost your perfect attendance for that reason.
I did. I had perfect attendance from the 3rd grade, and then when I was in the 10th grade, I had to go in for this. And I was hoping to graduate with perfect attendance, but I wasn't able to.
Alright. 3. What was your favorite stories that Grandma or Grandpa still tell to this day?
Well, the favorite story that Grandpa tells me is when he, one of the favorite stories that Grandpa tells me is when he would hang out with his friends, and he would play a game called Ring and Run. And back then it was all 6 family houses, and him and his friends would go into the houses and ring all the doorbells and run.
Ding Dong Ditch.
Yeah, it was called Ring and Run back then. Him and his friends were caught, and they were brought to the local police precinct. And he was scared because his father said, he did something wrong, now you gotta pay the price. Don't call me.
Yeah, wait, how old was he at this time?
16.
Oh, okay.
So he wound up calling his uncle because his father didn't help him. He called his uncle, and his uncle happened to be playing cards with the district attorney. And a half hour later,
left him off the hook.
All the boys were released. Mysteriously, all the boys were released. So I like that story.
Any stories about Grandma?
And Grandma's story was I'm trying to think of a story when I can't remember a story too much with Grandma. When she was younger, she tells me of the story of how she wanted to go to her prom, but her mom didn't have enough money, and her mom was going to sell her wedding band to get her a dress, and Grandma said, absolutely not, it's only a dance, I don't have to go. And she wound up not going to her prom because they did not have enough money for a dress.
Did she have someone to go with?
Oh, I don't know that. Back then, Grandma was a really good looking woman, and everybody was wanting to date her.
Number 4. What was the most embarrassing thing you ever did?
Oh my God, the most embarrassing.
This is gonna be on YouTube for everyone to see.
I can't. I'm trying to think of the most embarrassing thing that I think I've done is saying something, not realizing someone was in the room that wasn't supposed to hear it. Okay.
Want to give me an example, or?
Yeah. I was working in the pizza place.
Of the Sal thing?
No, I was working in the pizza place, and there was this guy that specifically said he wanted his sausage and pepper hero, and he wanted the sausages cut into circles that were thin, and that if they weren't thin, he was going to send it back. Well, I came from the back, and with this hero, not knowing the man was standing there to pick it up, said, here is this crazy man's hero. They're sliced up just nice and thin like he asked. Hopefully you don't send it back. Maybe one might be too thick for him, weirdo. And then the man was standing right there. Shit. And I wanted to die.
All right, number 5. 5. What's one day that you'll never forget?
What's what?
What's one day that you'll never forget?
Happy or sad?
Either.
Well,
well,
that's just it. There's so many to choose from. I would have to pick a happy day. The happy day I'll never forget is the day you were born.
Yes.
And one of the saddest days was when Aunt Roro passed away while I was holding her hand.
All right. Number 1, 2, 3. That's 5. Number 6. Tell me about an important object that you lost do you wish you still had it?
Yes. My class ring of 1990. I had my ring. I gave it to your father because we were dating, and I guess we broke up one of the many times we broke up before we got married, and then it was never found again. So I wish I had my class ring.
Alright. Number 7.
Josephine, did you watch that whole thing?
Shh. Be quiet. Go.
Number 7.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have the most trouble accepting?
Failure.
Do you want to give an example, or?
I don't like to fail. I don't like to be wrong. I think that everyone should do their absolute best, and I think everybody, when I say my absolute best, I know when my best is my best, and I know when my best is just good enough.
Yeah.
And I get annoyed with failure. So with that being said, I don't like to fail, and I don't like to be wrong, and I like everything to be perfect, but that's what's hard to accept, is that it can never always be perfect, and and people are going to fail, because that's how you learn.
Okay. Number 8. What's a secret that you've always, or just what's something in general that you've always kept from either grandpa or grandma?
Ugh. I kept it for a long time, but now that I'm an adult, I told them because there's no repercussions. They can't punish me.
What?
Well, I used to climb in the cemeteries.
Oh yeah, I remember.
At
I remember
night,
some of this.
I hung out with a very big crowd for a whole summer. Grandma
One of
and
them
Grandpa didn't know this, but I mean, I was, we were breaking into mausoleums. We, the crowd I was with was driving me to school every morning with in a stolen car, and when we used to hang out in the cemeteries, they used to steal somebody's patio furniture, so at least we had some place to sit and eat. And you know,
Wait, one of the kids that you hung out with went to jail, right, for like 18 years or something?
a lot of the kids that I hung out with went to jail. I got away from that whole entire
That's good.
place when I met Aunt Roro.
Number 9. Hold on. If I could. Number 9. Tell me something about a challenge. Tell me about a challenge that you've overcome.
It's weird. A challenge that I've overcome. That's a really hard one for me because I've overcome a lot of challenges, but one of the challenges I think I would have to say is I am learning more and more to say no to people, and I'm learning more and more to set boundaries, whereas before I would just do everything everybody asked me, and I would feel bad that I wasn't able to cater to them. So now I'm learning to take care of myself a little bit, have some self-care, and I'm now learning to set boundaries with people, and saying no is getting a little easier.
Okay. Number 10. I think I know the answer to this, but tell me about an event in your life that changed you, that you were never the same after.
The birth of my son
Yep.
was the scariest and the happiest at the same time. I had never really changed a diaper, and then God gave me a baby that was 4 pounds, and his head was the size of an orange, and he had every problem you could think of. He just, then he was in the hospital. His kidneys weren't developed. He was getting fevers from urinary tract infections. Then he wouldn't eat, and we found out a year later he wouldn't eat because he had no muscle tone. And
I still have problems 21 years later.
And then, he would cry for 11 hours a day. 11 hours a day. I would try to feed him. He would take 2 sucks of the bottle, and that was it. And we didn't understand why. The reason is he had no muscle in his mouth to take. So my child was starving for 11 hours a day. I was trying to feed him with an eyedropper.
Like a bird.
Right. Just to try to get nutrition into him. So the first year of your life was one of the scariest.
Was in and out of hospitals, right?
The first 2 years of your life.
Was in and out of hospitals and
I
stuff?
want to say 2 years. Now I want to say the first 5 years of your life were the scariest. In and out of hospitals, seizures, tests that no infant should have to go through.
Yeah.
Spinal taps, stuff like that no mother should have to watch a child go through.
Alright, number 11. In this generation, we have phones and technology. You guys didn't have that as when you guys were growing up.
We had phones, but our phones were connected to the wall in the house.
Well, alright, well, not like how they are now. Tell me, now, what was something that you had back then that we don't have today? Besides respect. Because a lot of kids these days
Work
don't have...
ethic. Work ethic. Back then, kids worked, and they were, and I'm going to have to tie it in with family values.
You're like 12 years old, going like being like the newspaper boy.
Not only that, but I would have to say work ethic, but I would also have to say, if you're talking about kids, I would say
Yeah.
family value. Family values where on Sundays it was family day. It wasn't hang out with your friends day. It was, okay, help your father wash the car, help your mom cook dinner.
Yep.
And family day Sundays was going over to grandma's house with all the cousins and everybody eating and everybody getting together and playing music and dancing and everybody was having a good time. We don't have that anymore. So if I could go back, that's one thing I would go back to do.
Alright, number 12. Any ghost stories? We've had a lot. We've had a fair share of our ghost stories.
Not really.
But they're Roro?
Oh, well, I don't call that ghost stories.
Well,
Aunt Roro came to me
Well,
in a
spirit
dream.
stories.
Aunt Roro came to me in a dream. It was very real. But that's I don't call that a ghost because, that was,
Yeah.
she appeared to me.
Alright. Any pranks that you did to someone or someone had done to you?
I pranked Grandma on April Fool's. On my way home, I went into the flower pots that were outside the front of the house, and I took dirt and I put it all over my face,
Oh, okay.
and I took my shirt and I looked and my uniform, and I opened up my
You
uniform.
looked disheveled.
And I told Grandma that a bunch of girls just beat me up, and they threw me in the grass and everything. And she goes, "Oh my God, are you okay? Oh my God!" And I was like, I pretended to cry, and then I came inside, and she's like, "Oh, you're all dirty. We gotta clean up." I said, "April Fools."
She's like that with me now. Like anything I do, she's like, "Oh my God, don't do that." Wait, how old were you?
Maybe 4th grade.
Okay. Number 14. Favorite song?
Favorite song.
Or band?
My favorite band would have to be, I have to pick two. I have to pick Bon Jovi and Poison.
Okay.
As for a favorite song, it really just depends what you're in the mood for. I mean, like, if I'm in a club, I like to listen to House of Pain, Jump Around. That's my favorite, one of my favorite. And Ice Ice Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Number 15. What was the most unexpected compliment you've ever received? I don't know.
Most unexpected compliment?
Yes.
Unexpected compliment. Well, see, I get compliments on my eyes and my hair all the time. And I get compliments on my skin because my skin is clear. So, I guess my unexpected compliment would be that I have really good taste in, decorating the house, because I didn't really think that I did.
Okay. Number 16. Favorite scent?
During the winter, it's like sugar cookie. During the summer, it's like lemon.
Okay.
Like a lemon mixed with something.
Okay. Like a fruity scent.
Mm-hmm.
Number 17. All-time favorite meal?
Eggplant parmesan.
Alright. What is number 18. What is a conversation that you'll never forget?
Conversation, as a kid or an adult?
Any.
Oh, God, I don't know. Conversation I'd never forget? Okay. When I had to sit with Melanie and I had to tell her that her mother wasn't coming home. Because she wanted to know how much longer until she sees her mom, and she wanted to know what are the doctors doing to save her. And at that time, her mom wasn't coming home, and I had to explain to her that she wasn't coming home and that she was going to be with God soon.
Okay.
So that I'll never forget.
Alright, number 19. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see myself in 5 years with more practices, maybe hiring one more person to help me.
Because you also worked for billing, rapid
Yes.
medical billing.
More practices. Rapid medical billing, I specialize in family practice, mental health, and massage therapy.
If anyone's interested
If
in
anyone's
that,
interested, I give really good rates and personalized care.
want to give the phone number?
However, just had to do that plug.
Want to give the phone number or anything?
No.
Or, no?
And I see myself with more practices, and I see myself losing weight,
Me
feeling
too.
healthier, and I see the house being neater and more organized.
Do you think that we'll move in the next 5 years?
No.
No? Now, where do you think that you'll see me in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I will see you
Becoming a wrestler?
doing more with the wrestling, doing matches. I will see you in a different job,
Yep.
okay? I will see you being more independent.
Mm-hmm.
I will see you starting to drive,
Eh.
okay, with
I
a with a special
No,
school that's
yeah.
going to teach you and take its time with you. I
And
will.
patience.
I also see you with a girlfriend, and I would love to see you go and take some college courses and learn something besides wrestling. Learn something that you're interested in. I know you did the BOCES thing with the pets, but it would be nice if you did something else, even if it was a social media class,
Alright.
even if it was.
I was gonna say, do you think that the YouTube thing would take off?
Well, I think that, and I firmly believe this. The YouTube thing, I think you need to stick with it and maybe stop changing and having 4 and 5 different things, because
Like
people
accounts?
people don't. It's like you're jumping from one thing to another. You don't have enough time, and I think you need to be more consistent with your videos, and you need to give more of a variety.
But I do. I give.
No. I'm talking about for the wrestling one. Like this has nothing to do with wrestling, but you're this Wrestling King 619, so you're doing a different thing because it was Mom's birthday.
Yes.
Okay, but you need to be more consistent with not just doing predictions. You need to make sure that you are giving a list of questions and highlights for all of the different things that are going on. Maybe do an interview with someone. You need
With
to
the wrestlers.
Right, you need to do an interview with somebody. Not just the wrestlers that you meet and greet, maybe someone from your wrestling school.
Yeah.
Take 5 minutes out, someone that knows a lot about that, and just go around. Just ask the same question. Go like just say, who do you think is going to win? Like, say if it was an upcoming
Royal
event.
Rumble.
Who do you think is going to win the Royal Rumble? Go up to that guy in ShopRite that does the cards.
Gary?
Yeah. All right. Then go up to a couple of guys at the at NYWC. Then go up to Grandma. Then go to and you know what? And you'll learn to edit it out and say, well, you have it, folks. The consensus of opinion is so and so is going to win. Let's see.
But
gotta
obviously
change it
not
up.
in the same video, obviously, because I can't
in the
see
same video.
Gary and then I can't go see Grandma.
But you record it and then you add it all in. That's when Alex will help you do it.
Yeah, Alex or Tom, yeah.
Right.
Last question, 20. If you could give your younger self some advice, what would it be? I think we probably did this one last time.
My younger self, some advice would be have more respect for yourself and don't allow people to treat you poorly and teach people how to treat you, which would be coming up with boundaries at an earlier age rather than at a later age.
Okay. And
Yep.
that's all the questions that we have for today.
Thank you for tuning in. And, for my 29th birthday, it was very,
Yes.
very, yes, I had Michael while I was 8.
Yep.
So, I thank everybody for tuning in. I hope you have a great day. Happy Martin Luther King Day. And happy Trump Day.
Yeah. Trump, brother. Alright, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on my next video. Peace.